Hello, friends. Happy holidays. We are here to give you a little treat today. I'm Rachel Archelaus. This is Carrie Roldan.
Hey,
Hello,
hey.
everyone. Hi, Guillaume. I'm looking forward to it too. Um, yeah, so I guess if you're waiting in the wings, let us know how are you feeling right now. I know I've had like a very I feel like everything that isn't exactly perfect is like making itself known in my life, which is really good, but also can be a little trying. So let me know how you're doing. Are you looking forward to your family? Are you staying home alone? Are you really pumped and into it? Like, do you decorate all over the place? I have a really cool pastel iridescent 4-foot tree that I'm obsessed with, and it's definitely lit up downstairs right now. So yeah, I'm sort of like, yes, let's go. I'm into it. It's amazing, but also like, wow, this can be like a really challenging time. So, Carrie, what about you?
Yeah, everything that you just said. So first, I often get like this time of year. I know I've talked to you about this, Rachel. I'm not sure if I've talked to everybody about this, but um I really love um like the rhythm and the structure of my daily life. So anytime there's a vacation or a holiday or like anything like that, I actually kind of resent it. Like I don't love the disruption in the regular routine. Although once I can get myself present, right, then I'm happy about it. But this year, my kids are in school until my son ends today, my daughter ends tomorrow. And so, like, normally my getting ready for Christmas has to do with like when my kids get out of school. And so it's hitting me really hard that my kids get out of school on Christmas Eve. And so, luckily, I've done some shopping, but like, I kind of haven't let my brain go there yet, and then it will be upon me. So that is happening. And then this time of year, in terms of the coaching that I do and the programs that I'm involved in and the one-on-one clients I have, it's a lot of like reflection. And I've been facilitating a lot of that, and it's been amazing for other people. But frankly, for myself, I still feel a little bit unsettled. Like, um, I haven't quite reflected on 2022 the way that I normally would, and I don't feel. I feel like less prepared than probably many years. Although saying it, I probably feel like this every year around this time, and then by the time 2023 hits, I have my bearings. But yeah, so that is how I'm feeling right now. A little frazzled, a little scattered, a little last minute.
Yeah, I can feel that. I always love the week after Christmas and before New Year's. I call it Void Week. And usually I take it off completely. This year I do have a couple things happening. And a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to have a week to myself. I like felt like I really needed it. But then I kind of stopped working for, in between things. And I feel good. Like I feel back on a good pace. So yeah, things are topsy-turvy this year. And I'm excited to see what's up in your lives and to do some readings for you. So, hi, puppy. I think I know. Did you have a different name, like a slightly different name? I think I know who you are. Anyway, hello. Hi, Gina Maria. She skipped to the New Year part. It's happened quite naturally. Nice. That's awesome. All right. Well, we do have one write-in question, so why don't we start there?
Okay.
It's from someone in our coaching group, and I will let you know we had a sale going on in our coaching group, and I forgot to take the coupon code down. So if you've been wanting to join and you were like, oh, darn, I missed it, well, go ahead and sign up today because I totally forgot to take that off.
Uh,
Classic Rachel.
Full disclosure, right? Sneak in while you can.
Speaking of not working very much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a question from Dale, who is in our group, which is what made me think of that. She says, I would like clarity on how to move into my desires without pushing. Such a good question. How to wait for the invitation and recognize the ones that are next for me. Sometimes an invitation looks complicated or I don't feel excited, so I ignore it. Recently, I've gone back to pick up some of the invites I took lightly. I sent a video. Okay, then she gets into specifics, but she basically wants to know, which I think we all do, we all receive those energetic invitations, or maybe even people reaching out to us asking if we want to do something. How do we know if that is leading us into our desire? And how do we also move forward to be closer to our desires, to that manifestation, without pushing? I think that's such a great thing. And it really does come down to like a nuance within yourself, developing that inner language to be able to tell. So, Carrie, do you have anything you want to add while I draw?
Well, yes. So while you draw, I will say that I met with Dale in our coaching group. We had the end of the year coaching call where we were, or the dream casting call where we kind of tied up our 2022 and dreamed and visioned into our 2023. And one of the things Dale expressed is that she has learned her human design and that she is a projector. And so because of that, she is aware that her kind of focus needs to be to await the invitation, to not push. And so I'm excited to see what the drawing is, because I think she's been in that place of wanting things, being a competent person, being a capable person, and oftentimes even knowing what steps to take, but feeling like it's pushing. And things come to Dale easily and naturally when she lets them. And really great things have come to her when she has allowed the invitation. But I'm raising my hand as a fellow ambitious projector. This can be tricky. So I'm super excited to see what your drawing says.
Yeah, and as I was writing the date down, 12/22/22 feels like a pretty cool day to me. Okay, so this is what I have for Dale. It looks more like a sketch than a intuitive art drawing, which I love because Dale is an artist. And it feels like there's a lot of movement here already, so I really like that. It's interesting that they look to me like goalposts, that's what I'm going to call them, are my creativity color, just plain old creativity. So the goalpost creativity. But this color here underneath is creative alignment. So to land inside of your creative goalposts, make sure the path is one of creative alignment. Do those invitations feel aligned to you in your creativity, in your body? And I know for you and for me, that is what alignment is for me. It's like, do I feel that alignment in there? And it probably has something to do with me creating something. And then here, this is good old fashioned inspired action. So I think this is just saying, really, like, you can trust yourself and you already know what is aligned for you. So just keep that in mind. Like, if there's a framework for you making a decision or taking an invitation or moving forward on your own, just make sure, does it feel inspired? I think that's the part you're having trouble with. But does it feel creatively aligned is more helpful, perhaps. So I would just go with these little decision frameworks and take it from there.
I love that. And I love that the path is creative alignment and sort of the goalposts show up on the path. And it's interesting though that the inspired action isn't the path.
Mm-hmm.
right? The inspired action like surrounds the path and touches the goalposts a little bit, but the path is creative alignment. I think that's
Yeah. Yeah, and even like the actual pathway doesn't match up completely with those goalposts. Like, I think that's what's in our head is sometimes different from what is in our heart, what is in our alignment. And so you may be able to project out, well, I want this to happen, but really you're gonna surpass that by the time you get there. Like this is above, the path is above that. So keep a loose vision and just remember that alignment is really what is the decision maker. Like, does this make my body feel excited, light, relieved, happy, joyful, whatever?
And for some reason, I feel compelled to tell Dale about because she was like, I'm going back to previous invitations. Like, I get a lot of invitations. And I just feel compelled to tell you, Dale, that my year of yes, the year that I chose yes as my word, I said no more often than I've ever said. Right. And so it's recognition that like the invitations, you get to review them, you get to look at them, but you only choose the ones that feel like creative alignment, the ones that feel like a true yes to you. I know as someone who has your similar human design, it can be tricky. Like you feel like I've been invited, I got to say yes. You don't. You can choose your path of creative alignment. All right, we got lots of questions. Let me see. I gotta scroll.
And I knew, okay, so Crazy Pup, yeah, I knew it was you. Nice. All right. It looks like Guillaume has the first question here.
Okay. My mind is on my second French spy novel, Runaway Boy to French Assassin 2, The Secret Service Years. Been taking too long on this, too much procrastination. Okay, so is this a question?
Maybe that's just where he's at right now because we were asking people.
Oh, okay.
So we'll I think he does have a question further on down, but
Okay.
we'll go to Puppy. Do my spirit guides have any messages for me? And for that, I'm going to use my Intuitive Art Oracle deck, still in pre-production. Okay, so
Sometimes
jumping out at you. All right. Well, that just for your reference, that was my grounding color. So how can you feel more at home in yourself? That would be a real big help, feeling more at home in yourself. And as for another message, let's see. I'll just pull them for you as I pull them. So here's that. Ooh, and that, and then one more, they say. That's, okay, these are beautiful. So we have this cool texture. It reminds me of rain. It reminds me of like flitting around. It reminds me of kind of just like being happy no matter what is in your day, just like floating from thing to thing, path of least resistance. This middle color here is my color for universal love. And then this is joy. So, and I think specifically from them, they're saying like, this is part of you. So this is a natural expression of you. And if things aren't feeling like this, it's changeable. You can have this. This is yours. Here you go. Like this is for you. And if things aren't feeling light and easy for you, they can be changed. And how to change them will come to you. Just ask. So that is your message.
I know who that is, and that's so perfect for her. So,
oh, great. I don't even know who that is in real life.
Oh, well, I think I know who it is. I have an idea of who it is in real life. So,
excellent. Okay. Gina Maria, hello. Is there a path to healing my body? Am I on that path? All right. Let us see. I am also going to do a card reading for this. Okay. It's just happening today. I just shoved this in my face. So yes, you're on the path. You are on the healing spiral. So we already know that. Is there a path? And you are on that path. Now I'm asking, what is that path? What is the path? Okay. Oh, again, love. This is a little darker than my universal love. This is just love. We have a muddy color here for knowing what you want to do and not doing it. I'm going to use the original meaning that I have there. And then this is truth and intuition. Those are yours. Okay, so, I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, right? Like, love is the path. Always, always, always love is the path. Love, 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 love. Be love. Accept love. Receive love. You are love. You cannot be separated from love. Your cells are love. If there are things that you're doing that you don't love, let them dissolve, right? No action is needing is what I'm hearing, but love them into dissolution. and it's okay to do more of what you love. Like, you're safe, you're clear, you have prepared yourself to step into more of what you love and follow your intuition and your truth. Your intuitive truth will guide you higher up that healing spiral. So that's your path.
And I did a drawing for Gina Maria while you were doing that. It came up actually very similar, but it's always hard for me when we're split screen. The orange in the middle is embodiment, alignment. It's like feeling into your fully embodied self, which is a lot of that love color that Rachel had. But the green all around it. So the blue is just where you are now. So the path to where you're going is this. But the green all around it, green for me is something new, something fresh. So it might be a new way of looking at things or a new habit that you may pick up. So it's this, as you feel into your fully embodied self, there may be a new idea, a new way of thinking, a new habit, but that may be something that's coming to you in 2023 or right this red hot minute. But something new and fresh. Green has a very like springtime energy for me, a like rebirth type of energy. So maybe in my explaining it, you already know what that thing is, but that is part of your path.
I love it. Okay, quick shameless plug. This shirt is below. You can get it in several colors if you want to let everyone know to let your vibration do the work.
I have that same shirt and I freaking love it. It is so soft.
It is. I made sure it was like the premium tee. It's really soft. Yeah. And it holds up well in the wash.
So get it.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for your question, Gina Maria. All right. I love this. I love this, Corinne. Like, yes, we have these practical questions. And I know I sometimes get super anxious about what is seemingly the smallest thing, which I'm not saying it's small, I'm just saying I've been in the same boat where like one little task is like taking me out. So I love it. Thank you for asking. What does the process of getting my car serviced look like? So I'm going to go back to these.
Okay.
So Corinne's car service process. Okay. Oh, I can already see what it is through the card. So this is a good sign because this is a structured card, right? There's a container. I would say this is also saying you can ask questions. There are answers. There is a process at hand that you can ask for more clarity on. Don't go in feeling so blind if you don't want to. Call ahead, ask questions, ask during the day, whatever you need to do to feel more comfortable. Like this is saying you're safe in asking because there's a process, there's answers. And then this color, oh, this is a deep alignment color. You're taken care of. Like you are safe. That's really good. Okay, one more. It's love again. It's love. So I think you're doing yourself a loving act by going easy, making sure you feel comfortable, making sure you are aligned. You're going on a day that's easiest for you. You're making a time that's easiest for you. You're making sure that you've asked the questions that are important to you. Do it on your terms is what I'm kind of hearing here. And like, don't be afraid to ask and reach out.
And what's coming to me as we're just like talking to Corinne is that you're worthy. You totally deserve to have this process be relaxed and easy and, dare I say, enjoyable, maybe even semi-luxurious in this chore that must be done, or this thing that, oh, I love that you're wearing the hat, Rachel. I don't know how you're feeling about getting your car service going in, but I know for me, it's like often a headache. And I just want you to know, like, dude, you deserve to have this day almost feel like a day at the spa. Like you can even car service, you can find a way to make that feed your soul. All right, what we got, Rachel?
I love that. Yeah, I had the hat on earlier and I just am feeling the hat, so we got it back. All right. Claudia. Hi, Rachel and Carrie. Could you please make a drawing whether it brings me to my highest potential of happiness to stay in this relationship? Well, we certainly can, but I also just want to let you know that only you can know that. So I think let our interpretation of the drawing help you decide how you feel, right? Like if our interpretation is negative, let's say, does that make you feel sad? Do you want to invest more in the relationship? Then go that way. Because I know for me, I've been in that spot before and it's been really confusing. And sometimes hearing what I don't want to hear gives me more clarity than what I'm actually hearing, if you know what I mean.
I'm going to attempt a different kind of drawing. So because Claudia, you're asking us a yes/no question, right? And yes/no questions we can answer with a yes or a no. But usually that's not the answer that you're looking for. You want something deeper. So we might go silent for a bit because I'm going to do two drawings. I'm going to ask what your life looks like if you stay and what your life looks like if you don't, if you go, right? Stay in that relationship or leave the relationship. So be back.
Perfect. Cool. Well, I'll do a card reading while she's doing that. Okay. I mean, if you read my intuitive art book, you'll know, like, I used intuitive art to help me with my relationship back in the day. And it totally saved me because it gave me more confidence than I actually had in myself at the time. Okay. So I'm just going to pull these, whatever these are on top. All right. We have an eye, a star, and a very light green color. Now, this is my color for ease. This is, if you break it down in my language, it's creativity and truth. But to me, that's ease. So what feels like relief? What feels like relief? That's just what I'll leave you with so that you can feel into that for yourself. What feels like relief? And what is your vision? What's your vision for both scenarios? And I'm sure Carrie's drawing will help you with that too. Okay.
Holy crap. Am I muted? I'm not muted.
No, yeah, go for it.
I've never done this before. I picked up exactly the same 3 colors for both drawings. So this is fascinating. Okay, what is Claudia's? Well, what do we want first? If she stays or if she goes? What do you want, Rachel?
If she goes, let's do that.
Okay, so if you go, I'll just spoiler alert. I don't think there's a wrong choice here. If you go, we have 3 main colors. So we just talked about the green, which is something new and fresh and springtime energy. There is yellow, which for me is like, it's really a happiness color. It's the 3 words I associate with yellow are smile, satisfaction, and ease. So it's like this contentment, this happiness, this you like walking on the path, like feeling all good about yourself. And then black is certainty. So black to me is like, it's written here in black and white. I can trust it. I think about like newspapers as the source of information when I was a kid. Like, hey, there it is in black and white. Like black is certainty. So you have like contentment, you've got some certainty, and you've got something new and fresh. So the thing that I can say about this, if you go, the certainty is bigger, and the something new and fresh is bigger, but the happiness and joy is still present everywhere. If you stay, this is interesting. The certainty is smaller and not as like it was that black color. Actually, let me double check that it wasn't the gray color before I say that, because sometimes it's hard to tell. I am using my intuitive art crayons right now. Actually, I take it back, Claudia. It was the gray color. So it wasn't the black color. It was the gray color in the middle, which the gray color is my color for uncertainty. So black is certain. Gray is kind of uncertain. It's cloudy. It's unclear. It's foggy. But that contentment color is, we've got a lot more of that contentment color and a little bit less of the newness. So here's the deal. Which one of these feels more appealing? If you stay, you've got smile, satisfaction, ease, you're floating along in your life. There's a little bit of uncertainty, right? My guess is the uncertainty around what would have happened if I decided not to go, right? There's a little bit of uncertainty. And there's still the newness and the freshness, but it is a smaller drawing. The feeling that I get from this drawing is more of the happy same. This drawing, it's a little bit more powerful. It's a little bigger swooping motions, right? There's a little bit more power. There's a lot more certainty in this drawing. There's a lot more new and fresh. And it still has that smile, satisfaction, and ease. So whenever I love doing this, like I make a lot of decisions based this way in my life. And the reason that I love doing this is almost always, there's no wrong choice, but I am naturally drawn to one of the drawings more than the other. Like one just feels better. Like looking at it, feeling into it, one just feels better. So my guess is, I don't know if you can see both of these, if you go or if you stay. My guess is one just feels better.
Love it. That's a lot of information, Claudia. I hope it helps. Okay. And I think like Carrie's also ties into mine in that idea of like, what is your vision for your life? You know? Yeah.
And you know what? I wasn't listening when you were doing that because I was drawing. But the gray color and the if I stay, that ties into the what is your vision for your life? Because oftentimes I associate gray with like that third eye being covered. Like I don't have the clarity. So I really love that. And I just want to say, because I know, Rachel, you've shared this, sometimes you leave and then you come back and it works out. So there really are, like, your path is your path. And there's no wrong choices.
Okay. Excellent. Thanks for asking. Okay, here's a question from Guillaume. Okay. Sorry. I have known for a long while that I need to receive more. How can I leave myself more open to receive a lot of money to come my way? Yeah. Well, let's take a look. All right. I've been a little conservative with my paper because I was running out, but while Carrie was doing her explaining, I went and got a new fresh pad, so
Nice.
we'll be fine. Okay. So you all, I'm sure, could benefit from a question like this. So thank you, Guillaume. This will be personal to you, of course. Oh, wow. You know, just like you open your eyes and you like weren't expecting something.
Yes.
Oh, your hair looks cute like that.
Oh, thanks.
So it kind of looks like a snowball in like a lacrosse stick or something, you know? This is, well, they're both, I think they're both a very similar color, a gray, like a very light gray, which we just had with Gina Maria in the cards, and it was intuitive truth. Your truth, you feel it, right? However you feel intuition, some people have a knowing, some people get words in their head, some people, right? Everyone experiences intuition a little differently, but this is your truth. You're not just receiving guidance, your truth is big. This is a big spot of it. And then there's also this big M in there. Money. Maurice, right? You got a lot of M's. And then here it's more of like a reddish light brown, like an active grounding. And it feels like it's holding that truth. It's like providing a place for it to rest, right? So making a container for you to download and hold your truth, which could mean meditating. It could mean going for a walk. I would say, ask yourself, what can I do intentionally to feel more of my truth? It will be most likely an action, because this is an active grounding color. Is it going to the aquarium and looking at fish? Is it riding on the subway? Is it, right, whatever it is for you, make a practice, a receiving practice where you are getting in touch with your truth, because your truth includes abundance. Everybody out there, your truth includes abundance. The closer you get to living your truth, the more abundance you can expect. And sometimes it's a little slippery. Sometimes we need some help figuring out what our truth is. And that's why these practices of making space for our truth are really, really helpful, right? Journaling, meditating, talking with friends about it, going for walks, whatever. So that is what this is saying, right? Make a practice. Decide, I'm going to make more room for my truth to come in, and that's where my abundance is going to come into. Okay.
So I just wanted to let you know, when you were talking, like, I kind of heard loud and clear that it is taking walks for Guillaume. So whether those walks are to the aquarium or, around your block, I don't think that matters. The thing is that you're intentional about taking a walk every day and making that walk a receiving practice. And I have a client who makes her walks about receiving hearts. So, like, recognizing every time she sees a heart out in the world, it's a reminder that she is loved, that she is abundant. And I am connected with somebody else who I don't know how it started, but flossers. So when she's out on a walk and she's seen someone's like discarded flosser, that's just a nod from the universe. And I love that because you see flossers in the weirdest of places, right? Like, or the finding the hearts, right? But that is a way to make like you're moving through the world kind of intentional. And so if that works for your Guillaume, find a symbol. And then on your, what did you say? Grounded, moving groundedness. What did you say?
Grounded action.
Yes. In your grounded action, which I just got a strong, like that's Guillaume on a walk. So on your walks, find clues, right? Find clues that you are receiving. Find clues.
Great advice. Okay. Well, Gina Maria knew exactly what we were talking about. So I'm very happy about that. That's great. Another little plug here. We are opening enrollment for the certification next week. It hasn't been open for a few months now as we've been making some changes, making everything better for you. So if you've been interested in becoming a certified intuitive artist, I mostly am a certified intuitive artist in my coaching practice and here with you. But we have certified intuitive artists who are therapists and body workers and dancers and all kinds of things in between, estheticians, like whatever it is, you name it, adding intuitive art can give you more value to your clients and help you be more efficient and in tune with who you're working with. So if you'd like more information about that, just go to intuitiveart.com/certification and get on the list, and I will give you all the info next week. Okay. And that link is below, by the way. Okay. Kathy, hello. Love Kathy. She's a certified intuitive artist. What does 2023 look like for me? Love it. All right. That is a drawing question.
All right. I'll let you draw. Well, I let Kathy, let's just feel into for a minute what you want 2023 to feel like for you. Just let your body receive what it is you hope for, feeling wise, in 2023. Even as I feel into that with you, there's a lifting. Goodness. And a yawn from me. I felt a lifting and an openness. But let's see what Rachel's drawing has to say.
Yeah, this is a very nuanced color here, and I picked it up twice. So we'll start with the bottom here, which is my joy, but this is like expressive joy. This is like I'm happy. I'm very happy, and I want everyone to know about it. So that's great. And this I picked up twice, but it was two pieces of the same chalk. I picked up two different pieces of the same color, which is very cool. So this is a lot going on. This is brown, which is grounding. It has gray, which is intuition. There's also a little beige, which is contentment. So I would imagine that this is where you're starting. So this is phase 1 of the year, phase 2 of the year, phase 3 of the year. Phase 1, find contentment. Find contentment, and your intuition will guide you there, and your actions will guide you there, right? That intuitive step forward is what we're talking about, to find contentment, right? Not grandeur, not joy, not anything but contentment. That is so foundational to every single one here. For years, my higher self told me two things: relax And contentment was the key to me finding true expansive joy and abundance. And it's so like not sexy to be content, right? It's like, no, we want the big stuff. But contentment is the gateway. If you can build a foundation of contentment, then you are going to be a receiving queen. So, or king, or them. So, but it's going to feel like it's going to take a while. This is that snowball effect, right? It doesn't feel like you're getting anywhere for a long time. 2 phases of that, right? But then all of a sudden, look at this juicy joy. Look at that. So that is the 2023 for you, Kathy, that this is showing. But of course, you can do your own drawings too. And like, what does contentment mean for me? What does it look like for me? What's my first step to contentment? And you'll be able to guide yourself.
I love that. And Kathy's a super skilled intuitive artist.
Yeah.
And it is always good. It is always good to have somebody else reflect you back to you. And I want to say about contentment is that is a tricky word for me, or at least like now the idea of contentment feels good, feels relaxed, it feels open. But like there's an ambitious version of me that doesn't want to be content, that doesn't, right? Like that wants to like be always striving and reaching. And yet, of course, what are we striving and reaching for? The feeling of contentment. So that there is now I can look at a contentment color and feel relaxed and good. But if you looked at contentment color and felt like what I have to settle for what is, no, contentment isn't settling. So that's why Rachel said maybe there's another drawing. What does contentment look like for me? Yeah. All right. Who's next?
All right. Well, apparently the shop isn't underneath our live stream, so I'm just gonna put the link to it there. So Gina Maria, there is the link to the swag. And I just want to let you know, Carrie, that Puppy said that those card colors were her favorite colors, and that was very cool. Dale loved the response. Thank you. And yeah, we're getting lots of hearts and love. So, oh, and from Corinne as well. Okay, so from Janet, what is my word to focus on for 2023? Carrie, we got to go to you because this is your specialty.
Okay, so Janet, I love this. This is my favorite thing. I had a friend several years ago, well, a long time ago now, because her kids are like, if they're in college or they're finishing high school. But when she was pregnant, she like had this word that she would pray over each of her kids. Like she would choose a word while she was pregnant, and then she would sort of pray that word over that child. And then it was fun to watch her kids grow up and then like embody this thing that she had just prayed for them when they were in the womb. And so she was kind of my like inspiration for choosing a word for the year. I mean, I'm sure I heard it in some like coaching thing, but I probably would have thought it was kind of cheesy. But because Holiday had done that and her kids, like, I don't remember all her kids' words. I probably do, because her oldest is wise. So I'm betting his was wisdom. And her second child, I remember for sure, he was courage. And he is one of the most courageous beings I've ever encountered. And he's only 18 years old. So anyways, I love choosing a word for the year. And what I want you to relax into is that the word will come, and that everybody's process is a little different. Some people will like write down a bunch of words, or like I have a list of words somewhere where like I'll just sort of let my hand go through and like circle the ones at once, and then, go back and try them on, see if they want to go into my body or like what it feels like. But the truth is, oftentimes the word just picks me. This year I was feeling like it came late, because it was normally like sometime around November, all of a sudden, like I know what I want the next year of my life to be like, to feel like. This year it took a minute, and it came out of me which I as a mental projector in human design, I know very little about this. I keep talking about it. I really don't know a lot, but I do know that I experience my truth when I speak. I don't really know it when it's in my head, but the minute it comes out of my mouth, I can hear it and feel it. So that's what happened for me. As I was in conversation and I said the word and I was like, oh yeah, that's it. So I want you to know that you may already know your word. But it's pretty simple. And I see Rachel's maybe pulled some cards for you, but it's the simplest thing is, what do you want more of or the most of next year? Do you want peace? Do you want ease? Do you want joy? Do you want clarity? Do you want abundance? Do you want unconditional love? Do you just want to relax? Do you want it to be a year of deep breaths? Do you want 2023 to be magic? Like, you just get to pick a word and then whatever feels amazing. And then that word will manifest for you over the next year. It just will. It will. And the best is when like you think it hasn't. And then you look back at it. That's why I love doing this so much inside of our coaching group is, someone will say, oh, my word was growth, but I don't know. Like, and then we sit there and go, look at you grew here, you grew here, you grew there. Your bank account grew, your business grew. It was like, oh, turns out there was a lot of growth this year. So I don't think that I can pick the word. We can pick the word for you. Rachel can give you guidance, but you know what you want.
Yeah. And just because you pick one word doesn't mean you're leaving out everything else, right? It's more of just like, what is your focus to also attract everything else you want? I did pick a card for you. I picked yellow. It's actually not light yellow. It's bright yellow. And that for me is joy. So if that's helpful to you, great. If not, yeah, pick your own word. You can't do it wrong. So have fun with it. Okay, so it seems like Kathy has one of those like clue things when she's outside, and hers is pennies.
Oh, yes.
That's a lot of, I love that.
That about Kathy, and that pennies are abundance.
Mm-hmm.
These are little clues from the universe saying, or from her higher self, or from whatever it is that you believe in. I am Rachel. Okay, guys, this is sidebar having nothing to do with our conversation. I keep pulling my hair back because it was wet when we started and now it's drying. And as my hair dries, it does things I don't love. But I have not highlighted my hair in a really long time. And I'm moving from like the lighter blonde that I've had since high school to like more depth of color. But it is crazy to me that when I pull my hair back and it's just the underside and the top of my hair, like my hair is a completely different color than it has been. Rachel's talking.
Looks good though.
She's muted. It's funny that I think it's taken a long time because it's had to grow out. But yeah, I don't hate it. I was hating it at first. I was feeling like it was so much darker than I wanted. Mm-hmm. As I look at it now, I don't.
Yeah, it's like a good contrast with your face. It's pretty.
Thanks. So there you go, guys. Loving my hair. Contentment right here. It's happening.
Yeah. Okay. And Guillaume is saying that he does walk most mornings. So funny, not funny, but you knew. And yeah, I mean, I think for me, sometimes what we're already doing, we can make more intentional. So maybe if you listen to something like a podcast or music while you're walking, maybe try, at least for one way, not listening to something and feeling your truth, or with each step, knowing that you're walking into your truth more. Like you can make it a fun journey and kind of like level up what you're already doing if it would be helpful to you. So, yeah.
I did that several years ago when I was wanting to increase my abundance. Like I'm someone who runs every day. Actually, lately I have not been running every day because my knee has been bothering me. But in general, I'm someone who runs every day. And it was a habit of mine. And I would drop my kids off at school and then drive to a spot and then go on my run. And it was just like part of my like keeping myself healthy. And sane and all the things. And I would decide every so often to go on an abundance run where I would turn my run into just recognition of abundance. And how that often manifested for me was I'd run along the beach and find like incredible seashells. And I would pick them up as they went until I couldn't hold them anymore, right? Until it was like so abundant that I had to like spread it. But it was like a simple practice, even silly, that really made a difference for me that year. As I was intentional about paying attention to abundance on that run, in that time where I was already doing it, I was already running, I might as well turn it into an abundance practice. It spilled over into all of the other areas of my life. And that's the whole point of intentional practices, right? Is that how you do anything is how you do everything, and they will spill over into the other areas of your life.
Yeah. Super great. Okay. Well, Kathy and Gina Maria are saying thank you. Love it. Let's see. We do have a second question from Puppy. You're not annoying. You can ask another question. Do my spirit guides get mad at me if I leave this life early? Will I get sent back to Earth? Will I have to live on Earth again? Let's see. I'm so tired, and I don't think I'll be able to live more than 20 years on this planet. I'm only still here because I love my family and don't want to make them sad. But I'd go. I'm so tired. I don't want to stay. And there's one more. Oh, is it the same?
It's the same. There's one more. It says, I can't function like a normal human being anymore. I just want to sleep every day. And any small stressful thing makes me burst into tears. I have everything a human should have to be healthy and happy, but I still don't feel okay every day. I just want to fly away from here. I can't do this anymore.
You know, I'm so glad you posted this because I'm not a mental health professional, so I can't give you any specific advice, but I can just tell you that I have discovered things this year that really help me with, I'll just tell you what's going on with me, and you can decide if it's, worth pursuing for yourself. I know I've always felt okay on Earth. Like, I'm definitely a starseed. I'm definitely like one of those people who is like, oh yeah, this is not my home. You know what I mean? But what I discovered this year is that I am autistic, neurodivergent, and I have something called PDA, which is a profile of autism. But being neurodivergent, you have a whole different inside layout. Like your digestion is different. The way you deal with stress is heightened and different. Your sensory processing is different. And I always kind of wondered, like, I'm a very chill person. I'm very self-aware, but I'm also really quick to get stressed out and burnt out and overloaded. I've walked out of jobs like in the middle of the day because I couldn't handle it, and have like walked many, many, many miles home if I needed to, from school, from jobs. I just get really frazzled really easily. I do sleep a lot in my daily life. I sleep between, I would say my average is 11 hours, but I sleep between 9 and 13 some days. That's just what I need. That's my normal. It's not me sleeping too much. And I have the privilege of being able to do that. I have the privilege of making my own schedule, of stepping away from work when I need to. I've created my life so that I'm the most accommodating to my makeup as I can be. But it was still a really hard year for me. And I'm just telling Carrie in the beginning of all this, like, I've had a very, very, very difficult week, and I'm still finding things that I've been stressed out about under the surface, or that don't work for me and my makeup. And so I just want you to know, like, yeah, we are star seeds. We are pulling energy from different places. That makes us different kinds of humans, like scientifically, biologically, neurologically. And that means that we feel differently here. We don't respond to the way a lot of other people respond to things. And it's been just gigantically helpful for me to know that. I didn't know that most of my life. I just found this out this year. So, well, it didn't make me like, it wasn't a surprise. I also never considered it. So, if this is resonating with you at all, I would check out some other YouTube channels. There's some really good ones on like, am I neurodivergent? Am I autistic? What does that mean? That's where I started. Um, and then there's local help, right? There are ways to get free therapy. There are ways to get affordable therapy. There are ways to be on medication if that would be helpful for you. Not, you can't fix being neurodivergent, but there are ways to manage stress and depression that often go with having a different kind of brain. So what I'm saying is not that you are, but that it's a possibility that there's some underlying biological need that you have that is really worth figuring out and helping, right? Not necessarily fixing, but accommodating, right? Like autism is a disability because you have real needs in the world that need to be accommodated. And so same with being neurodivergent in all the ways. So it's not a bad thing. It's not a disability in a negative way. It's just meaning like it takes a different kind of life to give you the ability to thrive. So hopefully this helps you even just consider like, well, maybe there's something going on inside of me that I can help or that I can manage. It's not your fault that you feel this way. It's beautiful that you're hanging on for your family, but there's also, I think, what your guide said to you before, right? With the love and the joy and the flittering around, like that's what I have to do as well. The flittering around is like I go from thing to thing in order to keep myself happy. I thrive on doing something and then being distracted on purpose and then doing something else. So I've kind of figured myself out and still am, but for you, it might just take a little while and a new perspective maybe. So I just pulled another card for you. This is my card for completion. And I know that might sound a little weird. Like I don't feel like you're ready to complete your life, but I feel like maybe you're ready to know more about who you are, like completing the vision of yourself as a human, because you're not lacking anything. Going somewhere else might still leave you with these feelings of, oh, you know what? Like there wasn't anything wrong with me. I was just looking at it in a different way. So
that is really what I'm feeling as well for Puppy. And I'm gonna yawn. Sorry. Oh, not sorry. I'm yawning because the sleeping a lot. It seems like there's a lot of judgment around like, oh, I can barely do this and I can hardly do that. And there's like just some judgment like of yourself around that. Like that is and I guess that is, I'm not finding words easily, but there's this feeling inside of me of like, relax, 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 relax. You're okay. And I don't know if you're neurodivergent or not. But as you were talking about sleep, I just watched a TikTok on like Einstein's habits and like how much that guy slept. And you wouldn't be here, right? You wouldn't be here on this planet if you hadn't chosen to be here on this planet. And so that's your work in this lifetime, is to relax and love yourself and accept yourself. And my phone is ringing, and find joy.
Yeah. So Gina Maria is saying, yes, we are star seeds. And that's also why Earth can be very heavy. For me, sleep is a processing plant. So
I just wanted to say one more thing, Rachel, which is like, for sure, I think, is it 899? That is the, like, if you are feeling like leaving the planet, there is a number you can call. And I wish I knew it off the top. I'm fairly certain it's 899. That is the universal, like, suicide hotline. Like, if you are feeling that way, find help, find someone to talk to.
Yeah. I know for sure that each one of us that are here, we chose to be here. I guess to answer your questions. No, your guides won't get mad at you if you leave the planet. No one will get mad at you from that realm. It is your choice. But it is also good to know that you did choose to be here too. And this world can seem very inhospitable to people like you and me, even if we're not both in that neurodivergent camp. I'm just talking like awareness wise, starseed wise, but it doesn't have to be. You know, feeling at home in yourself, is that what popped up for you first, or was that for someone else? Like making a home for you is so important because you don't have to live by anyone else's rules. You don't. You get to live by your own rules. And over time, your life will support you more. So give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to sink more deeply into that. What I would recommend for you is check out masteringalchemy.com. Jim just changed everything up over there, and they're doing, you can get a 7-day free trial of his level 1, which I would highly recommend. He will help you through recordings build your geometry here on this planet and get in the center of your own head and kind of like build a little fortress for yourself that will absolutely help you from day one. And that goes for everybody. You guys, you know, I love Jim Self and his tools. So go check out his site. And yeah.
I was a huge yes to that for Puppy, like a
Yeah.
huge yes to that. So
yeah. We're here not to live by everyone else's rules. We're here to make new rules. We're here to make ourselves comfortable. So pull that chair up and dig in and see what you can do to help yourself feel better here. And if you need to, if you can, if it's possible, try to take a load off for a while. I mean, I have to do that from time to time, and I have the easiest life in the whole world. Like it's just true that we will get overloaded more than other people, and that's okay. If you have parents you can stay at for a while, do it. If you can get a roommate to come in and cover some costs, do it. Like whatever you can do to kind of take the pressure off yourself for a while and be able to relax, that's a really worthwhile thing to do. Now, hopefully that's helpful, and we'll see you at the next live stream, okay? If not, call and get some help. All right. So yeah. Well, we knew this was a stressful time, so I'm really glad we came together today to share some clarity and some love. And you're so welcome for your answer, Puppy. And Carrie, thanks for being here.
yeah.
This was a wonderful event, and happy holidays to all of you. Happy New Year. And we may or may not see you next week. I'm not sure yet. So I don't know what Carrie has going on, but I second that, Kathy. Hugs for everyone.
Come on in here.
Yeah. Happy holidays. We'll see you soon.
We love you guys.